Hello, States of Nation, and welcome back for another season preview. Justin Burtis here, joined today by head women's lacrosse coach Corrine Smeak. Coach, how are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So, it is a very cold February day, but we are inching closer to the start of your season. How are you feeling about what should be the first home game coming up here in a couple weeks?
Fingers crossed. 10 more days. We're really excited. The girls have been working really hard this preseason, so putting the conditioning hours in, the extra wall ball, working out with one another, and they're just pushing each other right now, so we're really looking forward to it.
So let's backtrack a little bit. Talk about last year some. Through the first couple of games, the first that the program got through, and then the unfortunate chopping end to the season and how your team dealt with that.
So we actually had a very challenging schedule last year. We played Marion, Life, and Lawrence Tech, so all ranked teams, all top 10 teams. We definitely learned a lot while we played them, and I think that was going to help benefit us when we started our conference play. However, we never actually got to play anybody, so that's something we are looking forward to, is playing our own conference. But with that schedule, we learned a lot as a freshman class, and they really took what they learned in that 6 games and have brought it back to the practices, to their mentality, and I'm excited to see what they can do. We also had our first win last year. We actually had 2, so that was very exciting, and you could see like all the hard work the girls did finally paid off, and their family unit and the chemistry and everything really worked together.
Then what was it like dealing with the in there that, of course, as you say, you didn't get to your conference schedule?
We were actually on the road when we found out. Somebody tweeted a photo saying all of the KCAC, it's done or it's suspended. So I'm like on the phone with Nick and I'm like, hey, because we're on our way from spring break up to Missouri, and we're like, Nick, what do you know? And unfortunately, it did get canceled as we were like heading home, and we went to Chili's as a team. And they just thought it was a normal stop. We were getting lunch, and then had to break the bad news to him, going, hey, we're going back to Oski. How are you guys? So it was our end of our road tour is what we called it. So definitely a lot of tears were shed. It was disheartening, but something everybody went through during that time, and everybody understood it. So it gave the girls a start and something to look forward to. They got a taste of it, and now hopefully this season we'll get to finish it out strong.
I guess the only positive from anything related to your team specifically is that everyone was a freshman. It wasn't like anyone was graduating that suddenly lost all their eligibility or anything like that. So what did you do over the summer then to kind of keep in touch and make sure that they were working out, or if they wanted some help with something, they could ask you or something like that?
Because of technology, we actually stayed in. We have a great group chat going on where the girls would just talk to each other. They have their own separate one. There's one with me in it. We did a lot of Zooms. We're very fortunate. One of our moms, our lacrosse moms, is also a yoga instructor, so we got to do a couple of yoga sessions as a team. It was awesome. So definitely a great way to see the girls, catch up with the girls. I had my birthday party on Zoom. And it was really sweet. Some of the girls that stayed here got a cake, but we played a ton of games. We did like Kahoot and things like that of which player do you think did this or which player. So they got to know each other a lot better too. So I think having our season stopped or at a halt actually brought them closer together and get to see what their strengths and weaknesses were.
I like that. That's a cool way to spin what was an unfortunate circumstance into a positive.
Oh, and we had the bear, or I call it the bear, but it's actually an elephant. We had an elephant named Penny, and she would go travel from player to player, and they'd mail it to her. So she'd take pictures. Yep, she'd send pictures. She had a journal, and she basically went a little bit around the country. So hopefully that will start again after this summer too.
And that could be a good conjunction that you can keep on going. That's cool. I like that. What then happened in the off season in terms of building up for this year? How was recruiting and getting a couple new people on the team?
We have, I believe, 7 new players on our team, 3 freshmen. Our graduate assistant, Emma Lady, she did have that extra year of eligibility because of COVID, so she got to come in this year, which is really exciting. We have Katrina, Selly, P, and Annie as well joining our team. So definitely a very diverse group that we got this year, but we're very excited because they just gel and the chemistry's there. So you would have thought that they've been playing together for 2 years.
And a couple of those names, States of Nation might recognize from some other sports. So how'd you throw out the line real into women's lacrosse here?
It was just a lot of conversations having like in the hallway, like we've heard history or they were kind of interested in it. So we had them come to practices and just see like, they're like, I kind of want to play. So, and then we did a lot of asking of the coaches. So thank you to all of our coaches right now who are lending us your players and letting them play 2 sports. So I think that is one of the coolest things is our coaches here are very dependable and they're allowing all of their players, if there is interest, to play 2 sports.
And that's a cool opportunity, and also a little cross-compatibility. You can reinforce skills with lacrosse that transfer over to other sports, so I'm sure there's no real...
It's great
downside.
Cross-training right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure. Then let's talk about this team as a whole, and I don't let you go however you want to. You could go from goalie out or by class, however you want to, but tell us the names, positions, and who are on this Statesman lacrosse team this year.
So this year for goalies, we have Maddie Reed and Rebecca Godfrey. So Rebecca's out with a concussion, so we'll be playing with Maddie this year. She's definitely grown a lot since last year, which is super exciting. She's becoming more vocal as a leader too, so she'll be leading our defense. We will have Katrina with our defense, which she'll just be a great addition. We're switching Jenna from attack to defense, which is a cool adjustment for her. She really stepped up and was like, hey, I want to try something new. So that's also a plus. Our freshman, Tori, is coming in and is one of our most vocal defenders, which is super cool, all the way from Miami. So that was kind of a cool thing to bring her up here. And Rhea. So our defense is going to be very solid this year, I think, and just watching them grow as a unit is nice too. Midfield, we have Mackenzie, Hallie, and Bailey. So our 3 captains right now. So very good leadership skills there and able to run back and forth on the field. So we're excited to watch them play. And our attack is going to be, we think, Annie from our dance team. We're still trying to figure it out. It'll either be there or our defense. Trying to figure it out which one she gels better with right now. Emma Lady, Ashlyn Hoffman, who's another freshman. Trying to think of who else we have there. Mia Arnone, who is also our returner, and hopefully we get to see some more of them playing and gelling and all of that together. Oh, and then we have Selly and P coming in, new additions to our attack.
There you go. So that's the roster for this year. So run through then kind of what you're looking for out of this team. Obviously, first year, well, you got some progress, but it wasn't like you had the full season to really develop the team. So obviously you're trying to put layer 2 on, but you're not quite through layer 1 of a new program thing. What are your goals for this year?
This year we're just trying to find that gel in the chemistry to really start it off. Off the field, they're great. On the field, we're just trying to do the whole telepathic, where are you going type thing, so they can get in front of the ball, but really they're just doing so well. They've grown a lot from being not talking as much to now over communicating at some points, which is super cool. They put a lot of work in with our conditioning, so being able to run up and down the field, especially with our numbers not as high as we possibly would like, but we have a good solid team that can play almost any position, which is really cool as well. So any of our defenders could go over to the attack side or vice versa, our attack going to RD. So I think that's really exciting, and just having a young team, there's going to be a lot of goals for them to set, both personally and as a team.
Then who are they going to face? Obviously, the KCAC is where William Penn plays for lacrosse in terms of conference, but you've also got some non-conference games as well. So who are the highlighted opponents that you will play against, and especially the 20th of February? Because, again, we really are hoping everything goes off as planned, but first home game, which I'm sure, and I know you are beyond excited for.
We're super excited. On February 20th, we're going to be playing Madonna. We actually went up to Madonna in Michigan last year. We lost by 4 points. They have a great team. They also have players who've been around and have played for a couple years now. So with our only freshman roster last year and still a very young roster this year, we're excited just to compare the 2 games and to watch how much we've grown. Hopefully we will get a win out of it. We also decided to put Marion from Indianapolis back on our schedule. That was our first ever game. So it's really exciting to see them again, and again, just see how much we've grown as a team. We're playing Wartburg out of here in Iowa, and Bethel as well before we hit our conference play.
And then where will William Penn fall in the conference? I know they were you were picked middle, and how do you stack up against some of the teams around you in the KCAC?
I think the middle will be a really good spot for us. If we can come over 500 this year, I'd be very, very happy. I know the girls would be excited as well. If we could make it to the KCAC conference play, that would be great too. I think those little baby steps will really help us for the years to come.
Who are the top couple teams of the conference?
We have Benedictine, St. Ambrose, and Ottawa.
All right, so those are ones that will be jousting for the top
Mm-hmm.
spot. All right.
So as long as we can compete with them and have close games, I think that's just a huge win for us as well.
That'd be a nice setup into the third, would be the second full season then?
Yes. So hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next couple of years, we'll be one of those names that we're a top 3, and that's our goal in the next couple.
All right. Well, Coach Smeak, thanks for joining us here today. I know that you've got a couple more weeks of prep work here, but we're excited to get your first home game out there and get States of the Nation more in touch with what women's lacrosse is about, since we were able to see the men last year, but not your team.
Well, thank you, and hopefully everybody can come out February 20th. Hopefully the weather is a little bit nicer than what we've had now.
Yeah.
A little warmer at least.
Yeah, I'd prefer that your team isn't playing in 12-degree weather. So
Same.
So thanks again for joining us. Get your tickets online. States of the Nation, States and Community Stadium should be hopefully packed out with the maximum attendance we can have for their home opener against Madonna. Until then, we will see you next time